Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Max24, and March has flown on by. We are now in the month of April, and with a new month means a new haul video. The videos where I show you all of the movies, pop figures, video games, and books I picked up in that month. But before we get into that, please always remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all that jazz, all that fun stuff. Us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I upload most on Twitter and TikTok, sometimes on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me in all those places, subscribe to me here, and with that, let's get into my March haul video. So this March, I picked up mostly movies. I didn't pick up like any pop figures, I don't believe. I picked up a couple books. My big collectible purchase was actually the Lego Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum set, which I don't really have next to me because I don't really want to pick it up and be like, look at this, is beautiful, because then I'm gonna break it. It's kind of like over there in the basement somewhere over that way. So you're just gonna have to imagine that it's in here. But yeah, I didn't buy any pop figures because I bought that. But for movies, I did myself proud. I got a couple movies. I got a bunch of movies, and then I also got a couple books. I had to use my Barnes & Noble membership I just got, so I had to buy all of the books. So we're just going to start right away with the movies. And for movies, we're going to start with X. I picked up X. I've never seen X. I've heard it's a really good slasher. It was on sale. Paramount was doing this Scream amount sale for the release of Scream 6, and this was part of it. And I was like, I've never seen X. I enjoy some slashers here and there, so I picked it up for like $10 and I'm going to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. And then after this, if I enjoy it, I'm going to have to go watch Pearl. Let me know if you've seen X and if it's worth the watch. Then I picked up Turbo. This is from my DreamWorks collection. I'm trying to get every single DreamWorks movie. Turbo's a fine DreamWorks movie. It's not one of their best. It's not one of their worst. It's about a snail who races fast. That's what are you gonna get from that? You're gonna get a weird movie, and this is a weird movie. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it when I was little. It definitely is not on par with some of their best, but it's a good entry in the DreamWorks canon. Then I picked up Hotel Transylvania 1. I have never seen any of the Hotel Transylvania movies, but I like to get all movies from certain animation studios, and I was like, I'm gonna need to pick these up. I'm gonna need to watch them. Might as well start with the first one, and then I can check it out at some point and see if it's good. I'm hoping it's good, because, they've made like 4 of these movies, so people must enjoy them. And I'm excited to see what all the fuss is about, what all the fun is about. So let me know if you've seen Hotel Transylvania. Then for my DreamWorks collection, I also picked up The Road to El Dorado. This is a fun, not a very great DreamWorks movie, but it's a really fun one, alright? It's one that just doesn't get enough, people don't talk about it, they kind of just forget that it exists, alright? This is more when DreamWorks was doing 2D animation. They don't do 2D animation. They haven't done 2D animation in a long time, alright? This is when they were doing it, though, and it's a nice, fun movie, alright? It's just nothing more to it. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's a good DreamWorks movie, and a really nice, classic, old DreamWorks, too, so definitely watch it if you haven't. Then I picked up the entire Scream series besides Scream 6. Like I said, Paramount was doing a Scream amount sale, and of course that included all of the Scream movies. Now, I had not seen a single Scream movie when I bought all of these, but I know that it's a very popular, iconic slasher franchise, and I wanted to check it out. At the time of recording this, I have watched Scream 1 to Scream 4. I have not watched Scream 5 yet, but by the time this uploads, I might have watched Scream 5. I am enjoying this franchise. I don't think it's particularly scary. It's definitely more jokey, which I don't know if that's the entire premise or if I'm actually supposed to be scared. But I've enjoyed these films for the most part. Scream 3 is definitely the weakest, but I don't understand why people absolutely hate it. All right, I don't hate it, but these are all really nice covers too. All right, we got. They kind of just all capture the essence of the series. They're the floating head covers, but I like what they do with the knives and Scream 1 is one face, Scream 2 is 2 faces. That makes sense. And then Scream 3 just kind of ruins it by throwing a lot more faces. But these are enjoyable movies. If you want a good slasher franchise, I definitely check this out. And I'm excited. After I finish these, I'm gonna go try to watch Scream 6 either in theaters or just wait till it gets home. I don't know if it's rentable yet. Maybe. I hope so. I can go to the theater too, though. That's fine. Then I picked up Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This is DreamWorks' latest movie, and oh my gosh, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. I did not have high expectations for a Puss in Boots 2, alright? The Puss in Boots 1, that movie, was an alright entry to the Shrek canon. It wasn't amazing, it wasn't bad, it wasn't like one that I particularly need to go rewatch a bunch. It was just alright. It was just a spin-off that I just felt like, why are we making this? Alright, it was enjoyable, but why are we making this? But Puss in Boots 2 frickin' surprised me, alright? This movie is probably one of the best movies in the Shrek franchise. Seriously, no kidding. It's a fantastic movie. It's got great animation, it's got a really great story, it's got some nice heart, and it's just funny throughout, and if you haven't watched it, or if you didn't want to watch it because it was, why would you watch Puss in Boots 2? You gotta watch it, alright? It's well worth a watch. At least one watch, and probably 2, 3, 10, 20 different watches. Then I picked up The Aristocrats. This is a classic Disney animated movie, alright? It's a fine one. It's never been one of my favorites, but it's never been one of my least favorites either. There's a lot of just, like, mid-movies I'm talking about this month, but it's a good one. It's a cute one. It's got your classic Disney stuff, classic Disney animation, you know, everything that you would expect, everything that you want from a Disney movie starring cats. It's better than the live-action musical Cats, so that's a plus. Then I picked up Robin Hood. Now, I really liked Robin Hood when I was growing up. I really liked this version of Robin Hood with the little fox and stuff. This is kind of what I thought Robin Hood was. He was a fox, but then I learned that he actually was never a fox, and the story is actually a person, but I thought it was a fox. This is the version I watched for the longest time. This movie doesn't have good reviews, and I'm surprised by that. I really enjoyed it as a kid. I think it's a fun one. I don't think it gets talked enough about when comparing to other popular Disney animation movies, and yeah, I think it needs no more love. I love Robin Hood. Go watch Robin Hood if you haven't. Then I picked up Sleeping Beauty, a classic Disney animated movie, alright? Like the classic Disney animated movie. Great movie. Good songs. Just an alright, good time. It's just a good time. It's just a classic Disney love, Disney princess movie. I mean, what more can I say? You've probably seen The Sleeping Beauty. If you haven't seen Sleeping Beauty, you must be living on a rock. But go watch it, because you have to. It's classic Disney. Then I picked up The Jungle Book. This movie is also a really good classic Disney. It's got some good songs. It's got a good story. I wish the songs made it to the live-action remake, but they did not. But this movie, well worth the watch, alright? If you've only seen the live-action remake, go watch this one. If you haven't seen any of them, go watch this one, alright? It's a good movie. And the songs are just bouncing around in my head right now, and I want to get out and sing them, but I'm not going to start singing them because I'm not a good singer. But great addition. And then the final movie I picked up this month was the 2-movie collection, The Emperor's New Groove, which is The Emperor's New Groove and Conch's New Groove. I've never seen Conch's New Groove, but The Emperor's New Groove is a great movie. Great, fun, lighthearted affair. It's hilarious. It's got a great charismatic characters, and it's a fun one. It's well worth the watch. All right, it shows you why Disney's good at what they do. And this is just such a good, fun time. Yeah, go watch it. But yeah, those are all the movies that I picked up in the month of March. Now we'll get into the books. And for books, I picked up just 4 books this month because I spent a lot of money on that Lego set, so I couldn't spend money on other things like this. But the first book I got was Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves, Druid's Call. This is one of the prequel novels they released for the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which the movie is really good, right? It's a fun, lighthearted affair. It's a good movie. This book, I have started reading it. It's not the best book in the world, but I just wanted a fantasy book, and I was like, hey, this was cheap. It was like $15 where I bought it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go watch the movie. Might as well read the book too, just to see what all the fuss is about. And Doric sounds like an interesting character to read more about, so I got it. And it's a fine book. It's just not a great book. It tries to it adds layers to the character, sure, but those layers aren't really shown much in the movie. But it's a decent read. Then I picked up Tarkin. This is a Star Wars book all about Tarkin. I have not read it yet, but how can you not pick this up? I mean, look at him. He's just got such an iconic face, iconic chin. He's an iconic character, and I want to just learn more about him. He seems like an interesting guy, and this is a canon novel, so if you want to read more about Tarkin in a canon novel, then pick this one up. Then I picked up A Rule of Wolves. This is the latest Grisha-verse novel. If you don't know what the Grisha-verse is, it is the Shadow and Bone Netflix series. That's what the Grisha-verse is, but this is the books it's based off, and this is the latest one. It's part of the King of Scars duology, which takes place after the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So the Shadow and Bone series has not adapted any of this yet, and this recently came out like last year. I have not finished King of Scars yet, so I cannot read this one yet, but it was cheap, and I needed the entire Grisha-verse collection. I don't think the Shadow and Bone trilogy is the best. I think the Six of Crows duology is fantastic, and I don't know about the King of Scars books. I haven't read it yet, but I got into these books because I liked the show, and I'm enjoying the books for the most part, even if the Shadow and Bone trilogy wasn't great. But Six of Crows really redeemed it. And then we'll see what this one's like. I hope it's good. And then the final book I picked up was Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars. This is the prequel novel to Jedi Survivor that comes out in a couple weeks. This takes place between Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, and just kind of tells them what you were doing, because there's like a 5-year time skip or something. I haven't read it yet. I haven't heard good things about it. I've heard it just feels like a cash-in, tie-in type novel type thing. It doesn't really add much to the story or plot or whatever, but that's fine. I am planning to read it at some point. I don't know if it'll be before Jedi Survivor releases, or it might be sometime after. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm excited to just see more, because, it seems like it could be an interesting expansion, even if it's not very good. But yeah, those are all the movies and books that I picked up in the month of March. I didn't pick up any pop figures. I didn't really pick up any new video games, and I didn't pick up anything else fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know all the things that you picked up in the month of March. Use the comments. That's what they're there for. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. All the things that us YouTubers tell you guys to do. And I hope to see you in the next video.